If you took Wild Guns, Contra, Metal Slug, and sprinkled in just a dash of Mega Man X, threw it into a futuristic, cyberpunk style blender, you'd get Neon Inferno. Now on paper, this game sounds really good, so it begs the question, is Neon Inferno worth your time? Yes. Yes it is. After all, how could it not be, with the list of legacy classics this game pays homage to? And let's not forget the world design. The whole aesthetic feels like Blade Runner collided with Judge Dredd. Now sure, the game does have some flaws, and I'll get into those later, but honestly, the pros far outweigh the cons. Neon Inferno is absolutely oozing with style. Its gorgeous pixel art is jaw-dropping, from the incredible detailed backgrounds to the expressive, high-energy character sprites. And it doesn't just look good, it sounds good. The explosions hit hard, the gunfire has weight, and the soundtrack, pure retro adrenaline. And this one wastes no time, it just drops you straight into the chaos. Right from the start, you're dropped into a world on fire. City streets torn apart by gang wars, rising crime, every corner bursting with danger. And it's not just at the street level. Even at the city skyline, as you're hopping from rooftop to rooftop, you're battling corrupt cops, snipers, and relentless drones. And just when you think you've seen it all, the game throws you into a rock concert. You're hanging from the rafters, blasting away at your phones, while the panic crowd below scatters in every direction. It's chaotic, stylish, and totally cool. By the way, in case you are wondering, yeah, you can mow down civilians GTA style. There are three deadly factions fighting for control of the city: the Yakuza, the NYPD aka Judge Dredd clones, and the Pangea, a crew of cybernetically augmented criminals. Basically, they're straight out of Deus Ex. And here's where things get wild. When more than one of these gangs hits the screen, it's not just you versus them. They start shooting at each other. And even sometimes, you'll be knee-deep in a firefight with one of the gangs, when suddenly the Fuzz show up with overwhelming firepower. And in a surprising twist, that gang member that you were just fighting will actually attempt to call a temporary truce, so you could team up and push back the street judges together. But hey, if you're feeling bold or just a little bit reckless, you could always tell the thugs to buzz off and take on the cops solo. Sometimes the game even adds a verticality element to the madness. Imagine dodging and weaving up a massive staircase, while enemies attack you at every level, on the main plane and in the background. And it's not just the regular enemies that take advantage of this multi-plane excitement. The boss fights are where the game really shines. And it's packed with these incredible boss encounters. Imagine going toe-to-toe with a fighter jet, while blasting through the broken windows in a skyscraper. Absolute chaos. Facing off a Godzilla-sized mech that dominates the screen. Take on a submarine while blasting away with your machine gun pistol on a jet ski. Neon Inferno just puts the pedal to the metal with non-stop action, brutal gunfights, and larger-than-life bosses. Every level throws you something unexpected, and I absolutely love it. And while most of us definitely don't play these kind of games for the story, I will say this one actually delivers some pretty fantastic style cutscenes. And these little sequences really do an amazing job of truly conveying how violent and brutal this world is. They're just really well done and totally worth watching, at least on your first playthrough, in my opinion. And I'm not going to pretend that the story is some Oscar-winning masterpiece, but it's entertaining enough and actually gives purpose to all of the chaos. But don't worry, if you could care less, all the cutscenes are completely skippable. The game gives you 3 different difficulty options: Novice, Medium, and Hard. As you climb up the difficulty ladder, your health drops and things really ramp up. Enemies get tougher, more aggressive, and more unpredictable. So if you're new to the genre or just a little bit rusty, Novice mode should be perfect to sharpen or resharpen your skills. before diving into the harder modes. But for the veterans, hard mode will deliver more of that retro experience you're looking for. But if you're the ultimate old schooler looking for a real challenge, the game has arcade mode. And this is where things get truly brutal. 1 CC, 1 life, no checkpoints, no continues. One small mistake and it's back to the very beginning. Not the beginning of the current level you're on, the beginning of the game. So, good luck! However, now it's time to talk about some of the cons. If you've been paying attention to the footage on screen, or maybe you've watched gameplay from other channels, you probably have noticed something. There doesn't seem to be a ton of weapon variety. Now, to be fair, Neon Inferno does have a few different weapons for you to play around with. You got the Chaser Shot, which automatically locks onto enemies, the Rapid Shot, which overclocks your gun and lets you fire 2 bullets at once, and of course, the Flame Shot, which absolutely melts anything in front of you. Each one of these power-ups is incredibly powerful, but the way the game hands them out, yeah, not my favorite choice. Instead of picking them up as rewards or finding them hidden throughout the levels, the game uses a cash shop. Here's how it works. Every time you finish a stage, you get a rating from 1 to 5 stars. The higher your rating, the more cash you earn to spend in the shop. Sounds fine in theory, but getting a 5-star ranking is way harder than it should be. For example, I finished this stage in under 5 minutes, had 0 deaths and 0 civilian casualties. And yes, if you kill civilians, your ranking goes down. The only mistake I made in the entire stage was I took 1 point of damage, and I still got 3 out of 5 stars. And by the way, you could check, and what I got as a con was blurred focus, which docked me $2,500 in reward money. So yeah, getting hit once cost me 2 stars. That's incredibly rough. And since there's not a ton of levels, you don't have that many chances to rack up cash, meaning you'll need to play near perfect runs if you want to unlock these cool weapons in the shop. And even when you do buy a new gun, it comes with limited ammo. Once it's empty, it's gone. It's just a weird setup for the weapon system and power-ups. If the rating system wasn't so unforgiving, it probably wouldn't be that big of a deal, but as it stands, it is extremely punishing, and I could definitely see it be off-putting for new players, or anyone who's really not a veteran of this genre. Now, before I move on, I will say, I don't mind if you have to play perfect in order to get 5 stars on most games, but the fact that this game locks all the cool weapons behind this rating system, I feel like they need to adjust how hard it is to score really well on these levels. Overall, Neon Inferno is absolutely worth checking out. It's got tight, responsive controls, smooth gameplay, some seriously epic boss fights, and a killer soundtrack. And that atmosphere, chef's kiss. The whole vibe is just oozing with style and energy. Yeah, the weapon system does hold it back a little bit, at least in my opinion, but honestly, don't let that stop you from giving this game a shot. There's even a free demo up on Steam, so check it out and see for yourself. Neon Inferno officially drops on November 20th for the PlayStation 4 and 5, Xbox One and Series consoles, Nintendo Switch, and PC via Steam. But hey, I would love to hear what you think. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and if you made it this far and did enjoy the video, let me know by dropping a like, and if you are new, please consider subscribing. As for me, I got a ton of work to do, so I'm gonna get back to the grind, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.